Hey everyone, it's Sarah with RegisteredNurseRN.com, and in this video I'm going to go over 6 tips on how to deal with nursing mistakes. Tip number 1, understand that mistakes are going to happen. Some point during your nursing career, you're going to make a mistake. It's inevitable. Whether it's a small one, like you forget to chart something, to a huge one, where you give a patient the wrong medication and it causes them harm. So if you've been a nurse for 30 years or a brand new nurse, just know and understand that mistakes happen and be sure to prepare for them. Tip number 2, always recognize and address the mistake. When you make a mistake, you may be tempted to cover it up or shift blame on someone else. But what you want to do is you want to acknowledge the mistake and follow the proper protocols on how to report the mistake, like telling your manager, following the proper paperwork, and making sure that it's addressed, so you can move on and continue with your job. Tip number 3, be proactive about your mistake. Use your mistake to help teach others so they don't go through the same thing that you went through, because this could potentially help save lives. And let me give you an example. This labor and delivery nurse had given a patient the wrong medication during labor, and it almost killed the laboring mother. And what had happened was that the medication that the nurse was giving was the same color vial as another medication, so she got confused. And she was devastated when she figured out the mistake that she had made. So instead of letting it defeat her, she started holding classes for other nurses to educate them about what she had done so they didn't make the mistake. And she got with the drug company and they changed the color of the vial to not match that other medication that she got it confused with. So this nurse took action and did not let this mistake prevent her from going on and helping other patients. Tip number 4, remember that some mistakes have positive outcomes. A mistake is a mistake, but sometimes good things can come from a mistake. For instance, I remember an x-ray tech that had misread a doctor's order. She had thought that the order said x-ray the patient's chest, but in reality, the order had said x-ray the patient's arm. However, the x-ray tech x-rayed the patient's chest. And come to find out, that patient had a very small tumor in the lungs that was a rare cancerous tumor. And the patient had no clue. They were asymptomatic. And it was an aggressive type of cancer that doesn't show symptoms until it's too late and it's really untreatable. So that x-ray tech's mistake potentially saved that patient's life, and they would have never known that that patient had a tumor that was cancerous in the chest if that x-ray tech didn't x-ray the chest instead of the arm. So good things can come from mistakes. Tip number 5, don't bottle up your feelings. After making a mistake, you are going to go on an emotional roller coaster. When I have made mistakes, I've had feelings of feeling very fearful, to depressed, to feeling very inadequate as a nurse. And you cannot keep these feelings inside, because if you do, it's going to affect your work as a nurse. So you want to find another colleague, specifically a nurse, and talk to them about what you are going through and hear about their experiences and about the mistakes that they have made, because it will make you feel normal so you can move on and get back to work. Tip number 6, remember, mistakes help you grow. The things I remember most in life are my blunders. And when you make that first mistake as a nurse, you will probably remember it for the rest of your life. I know I remember my first mistake vividly. So when you do make those mistakes, remember that mistakes are necessary to help us grow professionally. We need those bumps along the way. So when you make a mistake, learn from it and move on. So this wraps up the 6 tips on how to deal with nursing mistakes. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos.